Well, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Guess what I did last night? Well, I went out in the yard. Well, I went out on the driveway, to be precise. And I noticed that the sod that I am responsible for watering had some tan spots, like this tan spots. And I said, oh, because Joan's son came to cut it, and my dad said, he's cutting your grass? I said, well, they paid for it. I'm just helping water it. It would be kind of odd if he only cut that side. I only have 5 little squares. I don't know. I only have a few little squares. So yeah, he's cutting my grass, but not all my grass, just that little tiny section of sod. And I am watering it. Well, I decided last night that it needed my help, okay? So I bought a new sprinkler a few weeks ago that is a little bit easier to see where it's gonna go, so I'm not constantly running out there trying to arrange it, because the one that I had borrowed from Tommy was one of those little square deals, and it had that little thing that came out and it goes like this, and then it flies back on you. Well, I never could tell where I was supposed to set it up for it to not spray me or the house or the car, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm going old school. I'm going by this one. Because I know where it's gonna go. All right. Well, I turned it on the lowest setting so it wouldn't go so high. We didn't need it to reach Jesus. We only needed it to cover from this side to this side, right? And I turned the water on low enough that it was hitting right there at that driveway edge and hitting at her house edge. It was perfect. It was so perfect that I forgot to turn it off. It was such a low, on a low setting, that I couldn't hear it inside the house. Usually I can hear the water running when I leave something on outside, you know what I'm saying? It was on such a low setting, thank God, that I couldn't hear it. So I went outside to check on me plants. And I actually recorded that, and I will insert that video for you for your viewing pleasure, because I've got quite a lot of squash coming in. Good morning. I just want you to look. I'm still in my pajamas. Look at that. Look at that big, beautiful bloom. But look over here. Look at all these. See that one way down there, and that one. Nothing down there. It's doing so well. Starting to. Now that's the cucumber that's starting to climb this. I don't know, it's probably going to take over my cute little owl, my garden owl. I'm having a lot of blooms, but I still don't have any fruit. Oh, I left the water on all night. Dadgummit. As to that sod, I'm sure it's very wet. Yeah, I'm having a lot of blooms on this. A guy that used to be a deputy, but he also farms, said don't plant squash and cucumber together or you'll have gourds. Which one's gonna have gourds? Because I got a lot of squash on that one. I just don't have cucumbers on this one. And I finally have a bloom on the tomato. I don't know if you can see. I can't believe I left the water on all night. I'm an idiot. I'll be like Jake looking at all the planes. Anyway, there's her fig tree. Squirrel. When I bent over to check out the cucumbers, that's when I heard the water was still running. I said a cursey. I did. I'm gonna bleep it out. But I did. I said a little bit of a cursey word. That's a hibiscus. It's just like mine. I was telling someone about it the other day, and now I can't remember who it was. We were texting about it in the dang messenger. Oh my gosh, Carla? No. Wanda? No. Hold on. Julie. It was Julie. Oh my gosh, I have so many people that message me that I just can't keep up. But anyway, she sent me the most beautiful hibiscus. And it's like I don't know, it's like an orange and it kind of fades into a pink, but then it has this red in it. It's gorgeous. But anyway, I was telling her about my hibiscus. Mine's not near as big as Tommy's, but it's the same variety, and it has really dark, almost purple leaves, and then the blooms on it are a deep, deep red. There's Dixie. So I'm still being overrun with weeds in my flower bed. Let's face it, I haven't done anything for the last week. It has been overrun, but I'm going to show you. Just don't judge my weeds, okay? But I'm going to show you how good this garden is coming. Hold on. Okay, so we had that really hard freeze, and I was concerned about my butterfly bushes, but they have finally started blooming. That one's really small. That one's doing pretty well, and then that one only has green at the bottom, which I know you can't tell because of all the weeds around it, but it does have. That right there is part of the bush, and I need to cut that down. That's the birdhouse I got at the craft show, and it's pretty cool. It came with the stand, but then it has a piece of rebar on the bottom of it, which helps it. Now, I don't like where I stuck it. I'm not really happy with that right now, but my boss is gonna have to help me move it. And then this is my hibiscus, and see how dark the leaves are? That's my crepe myrtle. It has very dark leaves. This is the, I think, 4th or 5th year for that crepe myrtle, and it still has not done any more than that. And then I bought this yarrow and planted it, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, that was a type of lily that I bought that was gorgeous, and it just didn't do well. I mean, it was fine for a while, but we haven't had much rain. Anyway, my whole garden is a mess because of all the weeds and stuff, but I was going to get the landscaper to come out. Hold on just a minute. He usually charges between $200 and $300. They pull all those weeds, all of it, even in the rocks, all of it. They will trim anything that needs to be trimmed, and they bring in a lot of mulch and really pack it. I was hoping to be able to do that this month, but of course, some unexpected. Hi, can you move so she can come in? Can you? Go. I had an unexpected expense occur. Hold on. What y'all doing? Huh? What y'all doing so close to each other? Are you scared, Penny? Are you scared? Gracie's not scared. Alrighty. Anyway, unexpected expense this week, which was $300. So, it's gonna have to wait, you know? Sometimes your money has to go elsewhere. So, ain't that right? And then she's going to the vet next Wednesday, and that'll probably be another $300 because it seems like every time you walk in the vet's office, it's a couple of $100 to get all the things. Somebody mentioned her shots on YouTube. Can't remember who it was. I only get what's absolutely necessary. She's never kenneled, so I don't get that one. And I might get the one that they suggest if you have deer, just because we do have deer. I'm still iffy on that because I don't see a lot of deer excrement, if that's the right word. I could have just made that word up, but it sounds good. I don't see a lot of it, so I'm still kind of iffy on whether that's absolutely necessary, but definitely the rabies. And whatever other one. It seems like there's another one that they have to have. But anyway, she is not happy that Gracie is in my lap. Are you mad? Anyway, today is an okay day. It's an okay day to have an okay day, right? My heart was very heavy this morning, and I went and took my bath, and I watched Suits to Boots and got to see, you know, some of their animals, and one of their goats has had babies. And is there anything cuter than baby goats? So I've tried to turn that frown upside down, and I have been like really cleaning and The one fault that my boy had was rugs. That boy could tear up a rug. Oh my goodness, could he tear up a rug. I have spent so much money on rugs and bring them home only to discover that he would dig on them, kind of like she does with the pillows, but he would dig on the rugs, and he would sit and spin on the rugs, and he would roll around on the rugs, and within a few days, the rugs would just be torn all to pieces. You know, those little small loopies in a rug? Yeah, after just a couple of days, those were all frayed. And so I started buying these rugs that don't have a pile on them. Anyway, y'all seen my rug. But it's flat, and he couldn't tear it up. So I think I might buy an actual rug, because Penny could care less. Penny is a little bit more of a clean dog, except for when she rolls around in the poop left by the roofers in my yard, you know, except for that, and when she sometimes occasionally rolls around in mud. But normally she's a clean dog. I'm trying to stay busy and keep my mind busy and listen to, you just slung spit on me. Thank you very much, Gracie. That was awesome. Anyway, I really need to go to the store because I'm out of everything, but we are expecting severe storms. It said starting around 9 o'clock. My back and my neck and my head say that it's almost here. So I'm not going to go to the store right now and get into that kind of mess. So yeah, I'm just going to hang out for a little bit. Penny and Gracie are doing fine. Someone asked how Gracie was doing. I was like, well, she's a cat. So she's very aloof and very like, okay, and I mean, I feel like Gracie will outlive us all. She's 17 and still going strong. So I will put in my will for Pam. I think I'll give her to Pam. Not because I hate Pam. I love Pam, but Pam is the crazy cat lady. Or Sheila. Pam or Sheila, my friend Sheila Kendrick. Either one, they could probably tame Gracie better than I have. She has calmed down a lot, but my Lord, when she was young, my friends were afraid to come over. And Christy's husband, so Christy's husband works for the flooring company that has floored every house. They floored my townhouse, they floored this house, they floored my parents' house, they floored my friend Kim's house. Anyway, Richard is the person that I call when I need new flooring. But Timmy works for Richard, okay? And they were at my townhouse. When you came in the door, you had to shut the door to turn right and go into this hallway. That's where the little washer and dryer was. That's also where the electric panel was. That's also where I fed Gracie. Because when I got Charlie, I had to put her food up on the dryer or he would eat it. Yeah, because he loved cat food. So they're upstairs flooring the bedrooms. Richard told Timmy to come downstairs and kill the electricity or whatever he was doing. I don't know. But Gracie was on the dryer. I was at work because I trust them that much that, you know, I would just go to work and leave the door unlocked for them. So Timmy had to cut the power, which means he had to stand at the dryer where Gracie was laying and reach over her and open the door to kill the power. Well, Gracie didn't like that Timmy was standing so close to her and didn't like that Timmy was trying to reach over her, and she went into her little hissy fits and slapped and hissed, and Timmy was screaming, and Richard was like, what is wrong with you? Just kill the power. And Timmy was like, I can't, her cat's trying to kill me. Anyway, it was quite funny. So now every time Timmy comes to my house, he's like, where's that cat? Where's that mean cat? And I'm like, well, she's calmed down some, but she's in there. And he's like, don't bring her in here. She has been a pistol, I tell you what. And even Charlie was a pistol in his younger days. Yeah. I mean, he mellowed so much, I'd say in the last 6 or 7 years. But when I first got him, he was a hot mess. He was. I mean, he was so protective of me. Now, he was better than Penny as far as letting people come in the house. But if you came in and sat down, he was fine. You could pet him, do whatever. But if you got up to walk out of the room, he was going to bark, and he would follow along behind you and nip. Just nip. He never bit until he bit my sister, but he didn't really bite my sister. Well, I mean, sort of he did. But he would nip like at the back of the legs as they were walking away, and he would follow them all the way to the bathroom, and then he would try to get in the bathroom with them. I don't know why. And stand and cry and scratch at the door. And when they finally came out, then he would follow them all the way back in here. And when they sat down, he would go lay down. He was fine, perfectly fine. Well, my sister came in. It's kind of her fault because she didn't say hello to him, because she had driven all the way from Blue Ridge to Marietta, had to go potty, right? And then we were going to a funeral. My brother's wife's son had passed away. So she comes rushing in, and she didn't stop and say hello to Charlie. And he's following her, and he was nipping like he always did, except she had on leggings, and he actually nipped the skin. That's the only time he ever, actually tried to bite. I mean, actually made contact. Yeah, he was a pistol too. Now this one here, no. She doesn't like anyone to come in the house. And when you come in the house and sit down, she will sit and stare at you after she finishes barking. But her barking is absolutely insane. But then she'll settle down and stop barking. She might even come over and get in your lap. She did this to Trina. She did this to Trina. And Trina's sitting there petting her. Oh, she's beautiful. And then Penny starts staring up at her. And I was like, uh-oh. And Trina's like, what is it? And all of a sudden, Penny lunges at her face. Now, she didn't make contact. I was like, and this is why I don't like people to come to my house. It gives me the absolute most amount of stress because Penny is very unpredictable. You don't know from one second to the next. And that's how I ended up with Penny, because the hospice nurses, she wouldn't let them near my mom. Not at all, ever. So I had to bring her home in July before my mom passed away in September. So I would carry her over to visit my mom, but I couldn't do it when anybody else was there, because even family would come in and she would have a fit and bark, and her bark is very shrill. Yeah, she's still a good girl. I just don't like having company in because I'm afraid she's actually going to bite them. And it gives me great anxiety to have people come in my home. My friend Trina said, it doesn't bother me. And I was like, but it bothers me a lot because I'm afraid she's going to bite. And that bothers me a lot. I'll meet you anywhere, but nope. I mean, my dad can come in. She's fine. Perfectly fine with him. But anybody else, even my brothers, even my sister. Now, she'll calm down eventually, but she still might go after them. Yeah, I mean, because it's quick, how quick she changes. Anyway, but once she becomes your friend, she's your friend for life. She loves Joan. She'll run to Joan. She'll let Joan pet her. But it took months of Joan talking to her and petting Charlie and talking to Penny. Finally, Penny went over and she rolled over on her back, and she was submissive, and Joan petted her. And I said, just be careful, because she's still going to get nervous. And sure enough, she was rubbing her on her belly, and then Penny rolled over. And when she rolled over, you could see it coming on her face, and then she lunged at Joan's hand. But that's the last time she lunged at her hand, because now she just lets Joan pet her. And her other friend is over here at the shopping center, and she likes Tommy. She'll let Tommy pet her. That's her 3 people that she will let pet her besides me and my dad. So, yeah, she's a hands-off kind of girl. Aren't you, Pen? Say, but I love my mommy, and that's all that matters. Yeah. Anyway, y'all have a great day. And I'm going to do something, even if it's wrong, as Mitzi says. I'm going to do something even if it's wrong. I'm not going to do anything wrong, I don't think. But I'm just going to sit and wait on this storm, probably. because they're expecting hail and high winds and all the things. So anyway, I'll be safe and y'all be safe. And remember, I love you and Jesus loves you, and I hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. Okay, love you, mean it. Goodbye. I'm hanging up first. No, you hang up first this time. Okay, I'm saying bye first. And then you hang up first. Okay, bye. Bye.